Boker Tov, we are continuing in Megilat Eicha, we're Perek Gimel, Pasuk Yud Gimel, in the letter Hey, Hevi Bechilyotai B'nei Ashpato. So Yirmiyahu Navi was talking last about being like a target from the enemy's arrows and being like tied up. And here he says, Hevi Bechilyotai, they were shooting in my kidneys, B'nei Ashpato, from their quiver, from just going on and on, shooting from their quiver. They're shooting in my kidneys. So the Al-Sheikh explains that if you want to kill someone, you shoot them head, heart. So the kidneys is a place that they don't die right away. And this was the type of feeling, was that we're in such pain, we're dying, but we're dying a slow death. And that was the feeling of the destruction. Was there was tzarot. It wasn't something quick. It was a lot of tzarot along the way. Hayiti sechok lechol ami neginatam kol hayom. I was a laughing stock to all of the nations. The chol ami doesn't mean to my nation, but chol ha'amim, to all the nations. I was a laughing stock. Neginatam kol hayom. Neginatam is a mangina, as a song, songs of scorning, songs of putting us down. Kol hayom, every moment of the day, not kol yom, not every day. Kol hayom, every moment of the day. And unfortunately, we still see that with our enemies. Every moment of the day, there's things, unfortunately, against the Jewish nation. And lastly, hisbiani bamerorim hirvani la'ana. I was filled with bitterness, hirvani la'ana, and I was satiated with bitter herbs, which also like bitterness. Here, from this pasuk, is where we get the connection from Pesach to Tisha B'Av. We know that we have the famous kina, right? That describes our unbelievable happiness on the night of Pesach. And contrary to that is the sadness of Tisha B'Av. Madua be'elel Pesach, right? So here's where we get it from. As the pasuk says, Hisbiani ba'merorim, maror. I was full of maror, of bitterness, and I was satiated with bitterness, with la'ana. So maror means bitterness, but it's also an allusion to the maror of Pesach. And that's what the Midrash says in Eicha Rabbah, that here is where we looked at our state at that time, like, wow, look at these difficulties we're going through. And this is like, I know a maror a little bit. That was Pesach maror only. That's the maror I experienced in my life. Only a little bit of maror in a time of such happiness. But here is the opposite. The real maror. And there's a connection as well, that the night of Pesach is also going to be the night of Tisha B'Av of that year. Right? So Tisha B'Av this year is a Wednesday night Thursday. Was Pesach a Wednesday night Thursday? Do you remember that? So that's what he says here. That's the night of the first night of Pesach is always the night of Tisha B'Av. You'll check that for me.
Pesach was a Wednesday, April 5th.
Yeah, Wednesday night Thursday. So right, it was a 3-day Chag this year. So also the pasuk says, Hisbiani, I was full, I was satiated. The word like savea. So here as well. So first off is that we were physically pained. Number two, we're saying here is that we were laughed at. We were a laughing stock. And number three is that we were experiencing great famine because we weren't filled. Our stomachs wasn't filled with food. Hisbiani b'merorim. We were filled with bitterness, meaning when a person is experiencing difficulties, they have no reason, they have no feeling to eat. And unfortunately, it's the sadness that they're going through that fills them. They're going through such sadness, they have no ratzon, they have no appetite. Thank you so much. I'm thinking ta'ava, I'm thinking in Hebrew, ganas in Spanish. They have no appetite to eat. So this is all, again, the feelings. So it's the physical pain, the being a laughing stock, and being full of just bitterness, not even having a will to eat, and and being poor, meaning being in famine because I wasn't full. I have nothing to fill myself with. What was filling me up? The bitterness that I was going through, and therefore I didn't even have an appetite to eat because that was filling me. Just again, the difficulties of hearing this and the difficulties of what Bnei Yisrael went through during the time of the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen v'amen. Rabbi Chananya, v'rakasha, v'netzak, kadosh baruch hu lezakot, et Yisrael lפיכך חיבר להם תורה מסור שנאמר, אדוני חפץ למען צדקו, יגדיל תורה וידיר.